Hare Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakrunmiletan Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Shiragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Saganaitam Visakham Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataruvasya Kurpa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaishnavabhya Namo Nama Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasat Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, welcome to this Gaura Purnima special marathon series lecture. So as we know that the most auspicious, adorable, admirable, august advent of most munificent incarnation Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is near approaching. It is on just 3 days to go, 2 days to go, Friday. So, so on this auspicious, on the eve of this auspicious August occasion, we will learn about the teaching of Lord Chaitanya to different devotees, different devotees, so that we can imbibe the teaching. We will be enriched and live in our life. Also, we will have an enthusiastic to wholeheartedly celebrate the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day. So on this notes, we will start. As you know that we are continuing the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's is there are 5 aspects of the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He taught 5 different devotees to his teaching, and this 5 philosophical subject matter is most important philosophy in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he taught to Rupa Goswami, he taught to Sanatana Goswami, he taught to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he instructed also to Raya Ramananda Rai, and also he taught to Prakashananda Saraswati. So these 5 philosophical subject matter constitute the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. And Srila Prabhupada has very nicely summarized this in a book called Teaching of Lord Chaitanya, very, very important book of knowledge. So today's topics is, as we continuing that, continuing the teaching of Sanatana Goswami, because Sanatana Goswami was staying with Mahaprabhu for 2 months in Varanasi. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught very elaborately to Sanatana Goswami as compared to any other devotees. So we are continuing the teaching of Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami. Today's topic is devotional service. So as we know that yesterday we have covered that how the Krishna's different transcendental form of the Krishna's and his opulences of Krishna. So now this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is continuing that how this Krishna has got 2 expansions. So on so his personal expansion, like all Vishnu form, all the Chaturbhuya form, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vasudev. And now he's telling about there's a different expansion. So on so Vivinansa, that different expansion is called living entities. And living entities also, there are 2 categories. One is Nitya Baddha, Nitya Mukta. Nitya Mukta means eternally liberated, and Nitya Baddha means eternally bound. So how they can be, how the eternally bound devotees, eternally bound living entity, can be relieved or can attain the liberations, attain the love of Godhead by the process of devotional service. So he's teaching he was teaching to Sanatana Goswami, which is recorded in CC Madhya 22nd chapter. So here we can see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful. Nama Mahavadane. Very beginning, Krishnadas Kaviraj say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching the love of Godhead. Unnata Ujjala, that highest love of Godhead, which is very confidential aspect. Krishna say Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. This knowledge or this bhakti is very, very confidential aspect. And this confidential aspect, this confidential subject matter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared to descend or appeared to distribute to everyone indiscriminately, without any prior checking, any prior qualification. So therefore is Nama Mahabhadane. And Rupa Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has quoted a beautiful verses which is from the Vidagdha Madhava by Rupa Goswami. In the very beginning of Chaitanya Chaitamrita, you can see this a very nice verse. Anarpita charim chirat करुणाय अवतीर्ण कलु समर्पितम उन्नत उज्जवल रासम स्वभक्ति श्रियम हरि पुरत सुंदर दुति कदप संदीपित सदा हृदय कंदरे स्फुरतु बा सचिनंदन. How wonderfully merciful Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Here it is stated, may the Supreme Lord, who is known as son of Srimati Sachidevi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chamber of your heart. Resplendent with radiance molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy. Very important. He has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has offered before. The most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service. The mellow of conjugal love. Unnata Ujjala Rasa. There are rasa means mellows or relationship. So whole process of devotional service is the reciprocation of the mellow of this relationship between a worshipper and worshipped, between the devotee and the Supreme Lord. That is whole idea of bhakti. So out of all this mellow of relationship, the highest mellow of relationship, as we have read in the last session, the last two sessions, like Rupa Goswami teaching, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that there are 5 primary mellow of relationship, and there are seven secondary mellow of relationship. That primary relationship is that out of these 5, the highest one is called conjugal love, Madhurya Rasa. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared out of his causeless mercy to distribute that highest mellow of relationship, highest rasa, unnata ujjala rasa, to everyone, without any discrimination, without any checking any prior qualification, so freely. Therefore it is said that Karuna avatar. Karuna means is a causeless mercy. That means person who is not qualified to receive, neither he asks for that mercy. That means we have never asked for this mercy, neither we are qualified to receive this mercy, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving it freely. Therefore he is called Nama Mahavadane, Krishna Prema Padayate, Krishna Chaitanya Namini Guru Krishna. So wonderful his mercy is. He does not work like Krishna. Krishna has some demand, Sarva Dharman Parityada. Lord Ram has demand, you surrender first. But Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has no demand. He works on mercy, not justice. So there are beautiful verses in this regard. In this regard, the beautiful verse in CC, that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to distribute this prema rasa nirasya karite aswadan raga marga bhakti loke karite prachara rasika shekhara Krishna parama karuna ei dui hetu hoite ichhara udgama. So why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? What is that confidential reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared? What is that confidential? That is revealed here. It is stated here that The Lord's desire to appear was born from two reasons. The Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of mellow love of Godhead. And he wanted to propagate the devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction, raganuga bhakti, spontaneous. Thus he is known as supremely jubilant and the most merciful of all. That is the confidential reason why he has appeared. He wants to taste himself. What is that? What is that sweetness, the sweet essence of that mellow of love the Radharani is having for me? Let me taste. Why is she so ecstatic, so absorbed, so happy, more happy than me? What is there? What is that taste? Let me taste. Just like a cook, after cooking, and he is given for eating, and person who is eating is so jubilant. The cook is thinking, what is there in my cooking? Let me taste that cooking. Exactly like same. He want to taste part, and he want to propagate this. He want to propagate. He's like a king. He want to spend. He wants to donate in charity all his opulences. He's like a king. He's distributing this treasure house, Golokore Premadhana, this treasure house of spiritual world, that bhakti rasa to everyone. Therefore, he is most munificent incarnation. So on this introductory notes, we will start the devotional service. As I told you that we will go to the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. It will be a summary studies so that we can then we can refer back to Chaitanya Chaitamrita verses. So in teaching of Lord Chaitanya, so his first teaching to service to the Lord. So in this chapter, Lord Chaitanya explained to Sanatana Goswami the process by which we can approach Krishna. This confidential part, how to approach Krishna. The only process at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is devotional service to Krishna. He told no, any other method is not possible. All other method has to be come to the point, has to culminate to the point of bhakti, has to be mixed with bhakti, because they are dependent on bhakti. All karma, jnana and mystic yoga, everything is, they are dependent on bhakti. Therefore, he has given that only by devotional service. This is the verdict of all Vedic literature. As the says declare, if someone inquires into Veda to determine the process of transcendental realization, if someone consults Purana, which are considered to be sister literatures, one will find that in all of them the conclusion is that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the object of worship. We have shown these verses. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you collectively read all these Vedas and Purana, one can come to conclusion that only object of worship is Krishna, no one else. Krishna is the absolute truth, Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is situated in his eternal potency, which is known as Swarupa Shakti or Atma Shakti, as described in Bhagavad Gita. He expands himself in multiple forms, some of which are known as personal forms, some of as his separated form. Thus he enjoys himself in the spiritual planet as well as the material universe. आनंद चिन्मय रसपति ताविस्तावि तावीर एव निज रूपतय कलावि गोलोक एव निवसति अखिलात्मा मुक्त. He expands himself, enjoyment. His enjoyment, ananda chinmaya rasa, his sachidananda. So when you want to enjoy, he expand himself. We are all enjoying spirit. We are all haladini, the enjoying potency. We are and chief enjoying potency is Radharani. We are meant to give pleasure to the Lord, give happiness to the Lord. Krishna is separate. Krishna's separated, expanded forms are living entity. So it is so and so. We have already discussed yesterday that so many answers. He is so and so, Soyam Prakasa, Soyam Rupa, his Tadekatmaka Rupa, Tadekatma Rupa, his Avhesa Rupa, so many incarnations. He expanded as Balaram, he expanded as Chaturbhiya, Vasudev, Sankarsan, Vasudev, Pradyumna, Niruddha, again from 4 quadruple expansion, again other 4 quadruple. From other 4 quadruple, there are 20 other incarnations. There are Leela Avatara, Guna Avatara, Manmantara Avatara, Juga Avatara, Saktavyasa Avatara. So many. You cannot count. Advaitam, Achutam, Anadir, Ananta Rupam. These are called sons, personal expansion. And there is another expansion of the Lord that is called separated expansion. We are living entities. We are living entity who are classified according to which of the Lord energy they are under. They are divided into two classes. So we are also called marginal potency, marginal energy. Marginal energy means there are Krishna has called so many potency, Vividhaiva Surate, and they are grouped as a three category. First is Antaranga Shakti, which is called internal potency, or Chit Shakti, which is Bahiranga Shakti, which is called Maya Shakti, external energy. Third one is called Jiva Shakti, which is called marginal potency. Marginal potency means we have two attitudes. Either we will stay with Krishna, or we are different from, independent of Krishna. We have two attitudes. So here it is say, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say that two kind of people is there. This is stated in 22:10 verse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so Prabhupada has here summarized only important verses Prabhupada has kept in the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. So there are two classes of living entity: eternally liberated, eternally conditioned. Eternally liberated means they do not want to come out. Eternally liberated means never come into contact with material nature. Therefore, they do not have any experience of material life. They are always in spiritual life. They are always engaged in the service of the Lord. They are eternally engaged in Krishna consciousness or devotional service to the Lord. They are counted among the associate of Krishna. And their pleasure, the only enjoyment of their life is derived from rendering transcendental loving service to the Krishna. So their pleasure is by rendering service to the Krishna. They are called Nitya Mukta, eternally liberated. On the other hand, those who are eternally conditioned are always divorced from the transcendental loving service of Krishna, are thus subject to the threefold of misery of material existence. So those who are divorced, they want to independent of Krishna. They are called eternally conditioned, Nitya Baddha. They are coming to this, they want to enjoy the material world separately from Krishna. So therefore, they are divorced from Krishna. As a result, they are subjected to the threefold of misery: Adhyatmic, Adidaivik, Adibhautik. So on an account of conditioned soul, eternal attitude of separation from Krishna, the spell of material energy awards him two kind of body: gross body consisting of 5 elements, subtle body consisting of mind, intelligent, ego. So when this attitude, as I told you, they have two attitude, living entity. One attitude is that they want to be with Krishna. Another attitude is they want to separate. So when those who are separate want to separate from Krishna, are independent of Krishna, they are given two kind of bodies. Just like we have got two bodies. One is gross body, subtle body. Gross body consists of 5 senses, and subtle body is mind, intelligent, ego, the subtle body. All the material 5 elements: earth, water, ether, fire. So all this and air, 5 elements called gross body. Our gross body is made up of 5 elements. Subtle body is called mind, intelligent, ego. It's stated in Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, text 4. Being covered by these two bodies, the conditioned soul eternally suffers the pang of material existence, known as threefold misery. He is always subject to 6 enemies: lust, anger, etc. Kamo, Krodho, Lobho, Moho, Mada, etc. Such is the everlasting disease of the conditioned soul. So when you separate from Krishna, we are suffering. Not only 3 adhyatmic, also we are suffering from the disease of lust, anger, disease, all the things. 6 enemy. Disease and condition, the living entity transmigrate all over the universe. Sometimes it's situated in the upper planetary system, sometimes it travels in the lower planetary system. In this way, he leads his diseased conditioned life. See, sometimes according to our karma, we go rotating. We are rotating sometimes upper planetary system, sometimes lower, sometimes back. Urdham gachanti satasto, madhyam tishtati rajaso, jaganya gunna vitissa, adham tishtanti tamasa. So Krishna also say 14th chapter, that 14:16, that how that people, the living entity, according to their karma, if good karma, they go up. Still, they cannot liberate it. Just like in a jail. Sometimes A cell promotion, sometimes C cell, sometimes B cell. In this way, we are rotting and rotating in this obnoxious material existence. His disease can be cured only he meets a fellow meets and follow the expert physician, the bona fide spiritual master. That is important. Supposing somebody is diseased, how can he be cured unless he meet a doctor? When the conditioned soul faithfully follow the instruction of bona fide spiritual master, his material disease is cured. He is promoted to the liberated state. Again attends to the devotional service of Krishna, goes back to Krishna. This is the formula Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given. He has to meet Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavana Jiva, Guru Krishna Krupa Pava Bhakti Lata. A conditioned living entity should become aware of his real position, pray to the Lord. How much longer will I be ruled by all bodily functions, such as lust and anger? As a master of conditioned soul, lust, anger are never merciful. Indeed, such bad master never sees demanding service from conditioned soul. But when he comes to his real consciousness, Krishna consciousness, he stops serving this bad master, approaches Krishna with frank and open heart to achieve his shelter. As at such time, he prays to Krishna to be engaged in transcendental service. There's a very good verses in this regard. Very important verses. Let me show you in CC 20, I think 16. Adi, sorry, Madhya. So 22:16. Very nice verses. Kamadina katina katida palita dunni desas tesam jata maina karuna tripa noposantihi उच्चिज्यतम अथा यदुपते समर्पितम लभा बुद्धिस त्वम आयत शरणम अभयम माम निजुंग स्वात्मदस्य. So here a very nice verses is quoted by the our Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Rupa Goswami. So he quoted a very nice verse. Oh my Lord, there is no limit to the unwanted order of lusty desire. Although I have rendered the desire so much service, they have not shown any mercy to me. I have not been ashamed to serve them, nor I have ever even desired to give them up. O my Lord, O head of the Agri dynasty, recently, however, my intelligence has been awakened. Now I am giving them up. Due to transcendental intelligence, I now refuse to obey the unwanted order of this desire. And I now come to you to surrender myself at your fearless lotus feet. Kindly engage me in your personal service and save me. That is the way a living conditioned soul, when he has attained the transcendental intelligence, he will pray like this. So many, since time memorial, I am serving this, all this kamadina, lost, anger, kama adina. Kama means starting from the lost. Kamadina, all others are called anuja. Anuja means siblings, younger sibling. First is kama is most important. This is the elder one, most important enemy. Lost, anger, greed, envy, jealous, all the thing is there. They are called kama anuja, six enemy. So I always render service, but they are not merciful. They are always demanding, serve me, serve me, serve me. But now I understood that I do not want to follow their orders, follow their demands, and get entangled perpetually. I want to surrender to your lotus feet. Please save me now. That realization a devotee should bring. Beautiful verses by Rupa Goswami. Sometimes the Vedic literature highly praises fruitive activity, mystic yoga, the speculative search of knowledge, a different way of self-realization. And despite such praise, in all Vedic literature, the path of devotional service is accepted as foremost. Sometimes it is said that even Krishna say in these beautiful verses, Krishna also in Bhagavad Gita also, he said about the karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga. But finally he said, bhaktya mam avijananti javanjachasami. And he also says 647 that out of all yogis, the best is those bhakti. Yoginam api sarvesam madgatena antaratma manaha. The highest of yogi is that who is engaged in devotional service. So here also, Krishna also say one of the verses in to Uddhava that the three way of approaching me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead say, my dear Uddhava, because I desire that human being may achieve perfection, I have presented three paths of advancement: path of knowledge, path of work, path of devotion. Beside these three, there is absolutely no other means of elevation. So although it is stated that other process of self-realization is mentioned and praised in Veda, but foremost is devotional service. In other words, devotional service to the Krishna is the highest perfectional path of self-realization. It is recommended that it is to be performed directly. Fruitive activity, mystic meditation, philosophical speculation are not direct method of self-realization. They are indirect, because without devotional service, they cannot lead to the highest perfection of self-realization. So, although other process Krishna also delineated, Krishna also explained in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam also, but foremost is bhakti, because other method are indirect method, because everybody cannot directly come to this bhakti mark. So for them is the indirect method, but it has to come to the bhakti. Eventually it has to culminate to the bhakti. Therefore they are ultimately depend on the path of devotional service. When Vasudev was not satisfied even after compiling heaps of book of Vedic knowledge, Narada Muni, spiritual master, explained that no path of self-realization can be successful unless it is mixed with devotional service. When Narada Muni arrived, Vasudev was sitting by the banks of river of Saraswati, a state of depression. Upon seeing Vyasa so dejected, Narada explained the deficiency in his compilation of various books. Even pure knowledge does not look well unless it is complemented by the transcendental devotional service. What to speak of fruitive activity when they're devoid of devotional service? How can then there be any benefit to their performance? Very, very important. Vyasadev, the compiler for all Vedanta book of knowledge, he was at a state of depression. He dejected. Oh, although I have compiled for the welfare of human being, I myself is not contented. I myself is not happy. So then Narada Muni, spiritual master, he came, he pointed out his mistake. He told even a transcendental knowledge without devotional service does not look well. There's a beautiful verses in this regard quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu quoted that very nice verse. This is every devotee should know all these verses, very important verses. So naiskramyam api achutya bhava varjitam na sobate jnanam alam niranjanam kuta puno saswata bhadram ishware na charpitam karma yadapi akarnam. So they're beautiful verses. Every devotee should know these verses are very important, because bhakti is the foremost supremacy of bhakti. Knowledge of self-realization, even though free from material affinity, does not look well if devoid of a conception of infallible God. What then is the use of fruitive activity, which are naturally painful from the very beginning and transient by nature, if they are not utilized for the devotional service of the Lord? The fruitive activity is going to office, going to factory, company, earning money, getting salary at the end of the month, and enjoying for your sense gratification, and buying new condo, buy new car, a new phone, you know. So all these things will not, it is nothing unless it is utilized for the devotional service of the Lord. Anything which is not connected to this devotional service, it is useless. So therefore it is said that all this method is not good, and nobody can benefit. The performer cannot benefit any, cannot get any benefit from other method of self-realizations other than bhakti. Similarly, Sukadev Goswami also, Srimad Bhagavatam 2:4-17. There are many sages who are expert in performing austerity. There are many men who give so much charity. There are many famous men, scholars, thinkers, and there are those who are very expert in reciting Vedic hymns. Although all the activities of the men are auspicious, unless one perform them in order to attend devotional service to the Lord, they cannot award desired result. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisance unto Supreme Lord, only one who can award such result. Very, very beautiful verses spoken by the Sukadev Goswami. Let's go to this verse. He says that Tapassina Dana Para Jasmina Manosina Mantra Vidha Sumangalaha Khyamam Na Vidhanti Vina Yad Arpanam Tasmai Subhadra Sarvase Namo Namaha. So Prabhupada writing, all this advancement of learning, charitable disposition, political, social, religious leadership of human society, philosophical speculation, practice of yoga, Vedic expertise in Vedic literature, all similar high quality in a man, serve one in the attainment of perfection only when they are employed in the service of the Lord. Without such dovetailing means employing. All such quality becomes source of trouble for people in general. Everything can be utilized either for one's own sense gratification or service of other than oneself. That, see, Prabhupada is very nicely writing in the purport. Says all these things, so-called good things, is all useless, all troublesome if they are not utilized for Krishna. Because you will utilize for us, for others, for expanded selfishness, self-interest, for country, for community, so and so forth, not for the God. Although many types of philosophers transcendent believe that who lacks knowledge cannot be liberated from the material entanglement, there is no possibility that knowledge without devotional service can avoid liberation. In other words, when jnana or cultivation of knowledge leads one to the path of devotional service, then only does it help one gain liberation, but not otherwise. This is confirmed by Brahma in Srimad Bhagavatam. Very beautiful. So many people say that even in Bhagavatam also it is stated many places, Lord Shiva also, the transcendental knowledge is very important because it will suspend our things. But here it is knowledge means speculative knowledge. So all this material advancement knowledge, speculative knowledge will not help unless it is leads to the devotional service. Otherwise, it is useless. It is said that Shreyam Sritim Bhaktim, Brahma is praying this one to Lord Krishna. Shreyam Sritim Bhaktim Udaschate Bhivo, Klishchanti ye Kevala Bodhalabhyada, Tesam Aso Kleshala Eva Sishyate, Nanya Jathastula Tusabha Tusabhagayati Nam. My dear Lord, devotional service unto you is the best path for self-realization. If someone gives up the path, engage in the cultivation of knowledge or in speculation, he will simply undergo a troublesome process, will not achieve his desired result. Just as a person who beats an empty husk wheat cannot get grain, one who engages simply in speculative knowledge cannot achieve desired result for self-realization. His only gain in trouble. Beautifully spoken. That if anybody interested in speculative jnana yoga, speculative, first of all we learn bhakti yoga cannot. And also second, bhakti yoga, Narada Muni say that to Vyasadeva, because you have not presented the bhakti yoga directly, so therefore the fruitive activities will not help. And secondly, Sukadev Goswami say that all the mystic yoga will not work, because if it is devoid of knowledge, devotional service, it is not meant for the Krishna. Again, it is saying that so-called jnana yoga also will not work, all the speculative knowledge, unless it leads to devotional service. It is just like Brahma is saying that it is just like beating the husk. We cannot empty husk. Supposing we beat the empty husk, we cannot get grain. Similarly, simply by this all speculative knowledge, one cannot attain Krishna. It is troublesome. One cannot get self-realization. So bhakti is very important. They have to mix with bhakti. They have to culminate to the point of bhakti. They have to lead to the bhakti. That is perfection. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna say 7:14. It is stated that material knowledge is so strong that it can be surmounted only by those living entity who surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. So nobody can surmount. The way Isa Guna Mai Mamamaya Durata. Durata means impossible to surmount. But only person can surmount and surpass it. Who? Those who surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Only they can cross the ocean of material existence. When a living entity forgets that he is eternally servitor of Krishna, that forgetfulness causes his bondage in conditioned life. The attraction for the material energy, indeed, that attraction is the shackle of material energy. Indeed, that attraction is the shackle of material energy. Since it is very difficult for a person to become free as long as he desires to lord it over the material nature. So this is called an invisible shackle. When you are attracted to the Maya material energy, there is a shackle. Although somebody may say that where is my bonding, there is a shackle. Condition means shackle. You are conditioned. You are conditioned by three things: Adhyatmic, Adidaivic, Adibhautik. You cannot get out. You have got three ropes tied. It's not like a handcuff. It's a three ropes tied like a handcuff. You are always tormented by the mind and body. Nobody can say that I am Bill Gates, I am a doctor, I am a great man, I cannot escape from disease. No. Mind and body. And one is tormented by others, and one is tormented by the divine natures, divine interference, calamities and all. One cannot control that. Threefold of misery. That is the shackles, invisible shackle. Now, what is invisible? That is actually every day we can visible only. Every day, everybody is going, because it is the inherent nature of Maya to give this. This is a concomitant factor. It is recommended that he approach spiritual master who can train him in devotional service. In this way, he can get out from the clutches of material nature, achieve the lotus feet of Krishna. So one has to approach a spiritual master to know the process of devotional service, how to approach Krishna. Then he can get out from this clutches of Maya. The four social division of human society: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. There are also four spiritual orders or ashramas: the brahmachari, the student, the grihasthas, the householder, the banaprastha, the retired person, the sannyasi, those in the Namsutra. Regardless of one's social and spiritual position, however, one who is lacking in devotional service, Krishna consciousness, cannot be released from the material bondage. Even he execute his prescribed duty. See, either you are a spiritual order brahmachari, or you are in a brahmachari grahastha, or a brahmana kshatriya, you are not executing Krishna consciousness, bhakti, then simply by executing your prescribed duty, you cannot get out. On the contrary, he will glide down to hell due to material consciousness. Therefore, whoever engage in his occupational or spiritual duty must simultaneously cultivate Krishna consciousness in devotional service if you want liberation from the material consciousness. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already quoted beautiful two verses in this regard. So Brahmana is doing Patana, Patana, Jajana, Jajana, Dana, Pratigara. Brahmachari is doing Brahmachari, Titi, Brahmachari. Brahmachari trading in the path of Brahman. The Kshatriya, Kshatra, Trayate, Iti Kshatriya. Vaishya, Sudra, they are doing their prescribed duty. The spiritual division and all these people, they are doing prescribed duty and spiritual duty. Still they cannot, unless they cultivate Krishna consciousness or bhakti, they will fall down from their position. This is stated by the Srimad Bhagavatam in 11.5.2. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always give evidence. Therefore, whenever we speak, we should always give evidence from Shastra to corroborate, to confirm, to substantiate our statement, our proposition. That is the way of Vedic thing. You cannot manufacture. I think, according to in my opinion, all if and buts, all this concussion, conjecture will not be entertained in this Vedic circle. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted that Narada Muni, spoken by Narada Muni, that path of Bhagavad cultivation. Narada pointed out that four social division, human society, as well as four order, are born from the gigantic universal form of the Lord, Virata Purusha. Brahmanas are born from the mouth of the universal form. Kshatriyas are born from the arms, Vaishyas from the waist, and Sudras from the legs. As such, the member of all the social order qualified in different modes of material nature within the form of Virat Purusha. But if a person is not engaged in devotional service, he falls down his position, from his position, regardless whether he executes his prescribed occupational duty or not. See, they will fall down. Even Varnashram also fall down. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so systematically presenting that how the living entity, how the Lord has two type of expansion: so personal expansion and separated expansion. Personal expansion, all is Vishnu form and all different forms, and separated expansion called living entity. And living entities are two type. One is eternally liberated; they are always eternally engaged in the service of Krishna, and those who are eternally conditioned, those who are independent of Krishna, they have divorced from Krishna, separated from Krishna. And for those who separated from Krishna, they can again attain their constitutional position, again become go back to Godhead, if they approach a spiritual master and learn from him how to do that. And what is the process? Process is bhakti. And he told that although there are different methods, there are mystic yoga, karma, fruitive activities, jnana yoga, but all other processes are dependent on bhakti. Without bhakti is useless. So he quoted beautiful verses by Narada Muni, Sukadev Goswami, and Brahma. Now he said that even though the Varnashram system is there, which is meant to come to the stage of Krishna consciousness, if they are doing only their prescribed duty and not cultivating Krishna consciousness, they are useless. They will fall down. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further pointed out that although those who belong to Mayavadi impersonalist school consider themselves to be one with God or liberated, they are not actually liberated as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. So again he is quoting one verses, 10 to 32. So systematically presentation how to approach to God, Krishna. Yanya Ravindaka Vimukta Manina Toya Asat Toya Asta Bhavat अविशुद्ध बुद्धाय आर्य कीर्तन परम पादम तथा पतंत्योदो नादित्रत नाद्रित स्मादंग्रह. Very important verse. Those who think that they are liberated according to Mayavad philosophy, but who do not take to the devotional service of the Lord, fall down for want of devotional service, even after they undergo the severest type of penances, austerity, even after they sometime approach the supreme position. So you say that the Mayavadas, they do very austerity, penances to come to the supreme position. But even though they come to the position, they fall down because they want, they have not, they are not rendering the service of the devotional service to the Lord. Therefore, they fall down. They are thinking I am liberated, vimukta manina, but they are not liberated. They will fall down. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that Krishna is just like a sun, that Maya and illusory material energy is just like a darkness. Therefore, one who is constantly in sunshine of Krishna cannot possibly be deluded by darkness of material energy. This is very clearly confirmed in the last four principal verses of Bhagavatam. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Andhakara. Jahan Krishna nai, taya Maya Radhikara. Maya has no jurisdiction when there is Krishna. Just like darkness cannot exist in the presence of sun, similarly Maya cannot exist in the, therefore Maya is absent in Vaikuntha spiritual world. By conspicuous Maya is absent, the verse is there, but Maya is only acting in this material world where we forgetfulness of Krishna is there. So four principal verses is given Srimad Bhagavatam, which is called Chaturshloki. Here it is given that 2934, it is stated that illusory energy Maya is ashamed to stand before the Lord. Non-flesh living entity are constantly being bewildered by this very same illusory energy. In this condition state, the living entity discover many forms what jugglery to get apparent liberation from clutches of Maya. But if he sincerely surrender unto Krishna by simply once saying, "My dear Lord, from this day I am yours," he at once get out from the clutches of material energy. This is confirmed in Ramayana, where Lord say that Sakriteva prapanyasa tava smiti chayachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami etadvatam mama. This is the Ramayana. Lord Ram says to Vibhishan, and Vibhishan approached to the Lord. Everyone was opposing except Hanuman, that you should not accept this, accept Vibhishan, because they are the same fruits of the, fruits of same tree. Ravana and Vibhishan, their brother. So, but Ramachandra, when Vibhishan came, he surrendered into the Lord. He immediately takes shelter of the Lord, surrender to prostrated obeisance to the Lord. Then Lord immediately say these verses, that it is my duty or vow to give all protection to one who surrender unto me without reservation. So Vibhishan surrender without reservation. So he declared to everyone, not only Vibhishan, everyone, anybody who surrenders to me without reservation, one may develop the desire to enjoy fruitive activity, liberation, jnana, perfection of yoga system. But if one becomes very intelligent, will give up all this path and engage himself in sincere devotional service. So Lord said that I will give protection. So the Srimad Bhagavatam 2:30:10, it is said that either a person, anybody can surrender. A person supposing want to surrender, if he has got desire also, if you want to liberate also, you want to devotional service, any kind of attitude, any kind of desire he has got, still he should surrender. Akama sarva kama moksha kama udaradi, the brain avatti jogena. It is stated in this verse, beautiful verses, very frequently quoted by Prabhupada. Akama sarva kama ba moksha kama udaradi, tribena bhati jogena jajeta purusam param. So it is stated this verse, that a person who is border intelligent, whether is full of all material desire, without any material desire, and desiring liberation, must by all means worship Supreme Whole Personality of God. Doesn't matter, but surrender. That is the criteria. You just approach to Krishna. Automatically you will be purified. Those who are ambitious to derive material benefit from devotional service are not pure devotee, but because they are engaged in devotional service, they are considered fortunate. They do not know that result of devotional service is not material benefaction, but because they engage in devotional service of the Supreme Lord, they ultimately come to understand material enjoyment is not its goal. So many people comes in the beginning to get something from the Lord. Oh my Lord, I am doing because I want this thing. Artha arthati jnani jigyasu. Chaturvida Sukirtina Arjuna. So Krishna said these people come out of some material benefit, but still, because they are engaged in devotional service, although the goal of devotional service is not material benefit, material augment, material amelioration, but bhakti. Somehow, in the very beginning stage, neophyte stage, a person may come out of some desire, but because his engagement in devotional service, he will come to know that this is not the real goal. The goal is bhakti. Krishna say that person who wants some material benefit in exchange for devotional service are certainly foolish because they want something that is poisonous for them. Yet although a person may desire material benefit from Krishna, Lord being all powerful considers the person's position, gradually liberates him from a material ambitious life and engage him in more devotional service. This is a very beautiful verse quoted in 5:19-27. Yes. He forget his material ambition and desire. This is confirmed in 529, 5:19-27. Satyam disati atitham atithaninnam naivarthadayat punarathitayataha soyam vidhate bhajatamanichhatam ichha pradhapidhanam nijapada pallavam. Lord Krishna certainly fulfills the desire of his devotee who come to him in devotional service. But he does not fulfill desire that would again cause misery. In spite of being materially ambitious, a devotee by rendering devotional service to the Lord are gradually purified by the desire for material enjoyment, come to desire the pleasure of devotional service. So initial stage they come for some things. I want Rolls Royce, I want BMW, I want citizenship, I want this, I want that. But because devotional service is there, Krishna knows that they are very materially ambitious. Krishna purify them gradually purify the desire for material enjoyment, and then come to desire of pleasure of devotional service, just like Dhruva Maharaj. So I think he quoted also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted a reference of Dhruva Maharaj also, how he initially wanted some material gain, but when he realized, when he saw the Lord, realized that goal of devotional service is not material benefit, but gain the bhakti of the Lord, then he gave up that idea. Generally, people come into the association of devotee to mitigate some material wants, but the influence of pure devotee frees a man from all material desire by enabling him to release the taste of devotional service. Devotional service is so nice, pure, that it purifies the devotee. He forgets all material ambition as soon as he engages fully in transcendental loving service of Krishna. A practical example is Dhruva Maharaj, who wanted something material from Krishna, therefore engaged in devotional service. When Lord appeared before Dhruva as 400 Vishnu, Dhruva told him, my dear Lord, because I engage in your devotional service with great austerity and penance, I am now seeing you, whom even great demigods sages have difficulty to sing. Now I am pleased and all my desire are satisfied. I do not want anything else. I was searching for some broken glass, but instead I have found a great valuable gem. Dhruva Maharaj expressed his full satisfaction and refused to ask anything from the Lord. So this is a beautiful verses in this raga. Very nice. Stana vilasi tapasi ham. What is that? 22, 42. स्थान विलासी तपसी हम त्वं प्रोक्तावन देव मुनीन्द्र गुह्यम कांचम विचिन्वन दिव्य रतम स्वामीन किता तस्मी वरम न जाचे. So here Dhruva Maharaj very nicely praying. When he was actually, he wanted a kingdom more bigger than in Brahmalok. So he went for austerity for 6 months because he was rejected by his stepmothers. He was insulted by his stepmothers. So he came to his mother called Suniti And Suniti told that only way you can get a fulfilled desire by Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you go and please him. So he went, Narada Muni met, and Narada Muni advised him to go to a place in Vrindavan called uh, Vrindavan forest. So in Vrindavan, Madhuban. So Madhuban, he did 6 months austerity, and Lord appeared before him. When he saw the Lord, he told, "My Lord," eh, when he was being blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Dhruva Maharaj said, "Oh my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe type of penance and austerity. Now I have gotten you, who are very difficult for great demigod and saintly person and kings to attain. I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I found a most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied, I do not wish to ask any benediction from you." That is the potency of bhakti. When you come to the bhakti, he does not need anya vilasita sunya. No more avilasa, any avilasa than bhakti. Na dhanam na janam sundarim kavitam ba jagadisa kamaya. Mama janmani sare bhavatad bhakti rahiti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is the potency of bhakti. Therefore, uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching to Sanatana Goswami the power of anyhow and other, somehow, kama sarva kama moksha kama, you come surrender to Krishna. All other spiritual process will not help. Neither the Varnashram system will help, nor the speculative philosophical thing will work, nor the fruitive activities will work. Nothing will work. The mystic yoga will also not. Therefore, come to the point of surrendering to Krishna, approaching Krishna. And one can easily, even though he has got some desire and don't have desire, but he will get it. He will be purified and get the bhakti, ultimate. So then he come that living entity transmigrating for 8.4 million species of life is sometimes likened to be long gliding downstream on the waves of river. Sometimes by chance long washes of shore thus saved from the being forced to drift. The beautiful verses, same thing like is saying that there is a nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam that and encourages every conditioned soul. No one should be depressed by thinking that he will never be out of clutches of material matter. For there is a possibility of being rescued, exactly as it is possible for a log floating down a river to come to the rest on the bank. This fortunate opportunity was also discussed by Lord Chaitanya. Such fortunate incidents are considered the beginning of the decline of one conditioned life. They occur if one associates with pure devotee of the Lord. So one may say that, sir, I am eternally conditioned from since time immemorial. It's not possible for me to get out. No, no, no. No, it is possible. It's fortunate. It's possible. He's telling you should not be discouraged. Just like a floating log, somehow or another he will come to the bank. And how this is fortune? Somehow or another one associate with the pure devotee of the Lord. By associating with pure devotee, one develop attraction for Krishna. The various rules, various type of rituals, activities, some which lead to material enjoyment, other to material liberation. But if a living entity takes to those ritualistic activity by which pure devotional service to the Lord is developed, an association of pure devotee, then naturally he becomes attracted to devotional service. In Srimad Bhagavatam, he is quoted, it is quoted in very nice, so many verses it is quoted. See, uh, okay, he will go. Bhava, see, भावोपवर्ग ब्रह्मत्व यदेश भवे जानश्चत्र हि अच्युत्य सत्संगमः सत्संगमायरि तदीयव सद्गतौ पराभरस्येतोई jayate matihi. My dear Lord, while traveling in this material world through different species of life, a living entity may progress towards liberation, but only when he gets the chance to come in contact with a pure devotee can we actually be liberated from the clutches of material energy, become a devotee of you, the personality of God. See, beautiful verses by Muchukunda, that by we are rotting and rotating, we're transmigrating from one body to another, one species to another, punarapi janaram, punarapi maranam. But somehow we get a chance to come in contact with the pure devotee. That's all. That is our fortunate. Then we can liberated from the clutches of Maya and become a devotee of the Lord. When a conditioned soul become a devotee of Krishna, by his causeless mercy trains him two ways. He trains him from without as a spiritual master. He trains him within as a spiritual soul, super soul. In this connection, there is a very nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, very beautiful verse. Krishna says that I appear in two forms, as a built-in spiritual master, as a Chaitya Guru, super soul, and I appear externally as a spiritual master, in which Uddhava says to Lord Krishna, my dear Lord, even if someone lives as long as Brahma, he will still be unable to express his gratitude to you for benefit derived from remembering you. Out of your causeless mercy, you drive away all inauspicious condition for your devotee, expressing yourself from outside as a spiritual master, from inside as a super soul. So Lord knows, says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is systematically presenting that a conditioned soul should not be discouraged, because as soon as you come in contact with pure devotee, then his unfortunate condition will be destroyed. And how he will come? Krishna himself appear. Either Chaitya Guru in built-in, he will give inspiration, or by externally as a spiritual master. Two way he will come to help the conditioned soul to get out. Because Father is Father, he is always affectionate. Despite our adamant to reconcile, to go back to him, we are like a stubborn children who divorce, estranged from the Father, and loitering in this material world, undergoing very excruciating, painful situation. So they beautifully quoted verse 11:29:6. Mahaprabhu is teaching with reference, and wonderful actually. If if one somehow or other gets in touch with a pure devotee, thus develop a desire to render devotional service to Krishna, he gradually rises to the platform of love of Godhead, and is thus freed from clutches of material energy. This is confirmed in Bhagavatam. See, so many verses he quoted, and wonderful verses. They are very, very important verses. Lord say that for one who out of his own accord become attracted to topics of my activities, being neither allured nor repelled by material activity, following the path of devotional service, leading to the perfection of love of Godhead, become possible. See, it's very important. Again, I am reading it. So, for one who out of his own accord become attracted to topics of my activities, hearing is important. Hearing about Krishna Katha, nobody attending classes, they want to go back to Godhead. How it is possible? They are not following. Krishna is speaking, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking, Prabhupada is speaking, all Acharya is giving the formula. Please do this, please follow this, and simply you do your whimsically. Anukulyana Krishnanusilanam. You have to follow the Anukulyana, means you follow this Krishna or his Acharya. This is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, being neither allured nor repelled by material activities. So they are neutral to material activities. But at the same time, those who are hearing, because you don't have to change your position, but you are not attracted neither repelled. You are, as a matter of duty, you are there in material activities. But your main importance, Tane sthita sutigatam tanu manavir. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Ramananda Rai, you hear about Krishna's activities. Following the path of devotional service leading to perfection of love of God had become, then only it is possible. Otherwise, no way. However, it is not possible to achieve the stage of perfection without being favored by a pure devotee, a Mahatma, a great soul. Without mercy of a great soul, one cannot even be liberated from the material clutches. What to speak about rising the platform of love of Godhead? This is also confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. So beautiful verses. In a conversation between Jadabharat, King Rahugan, rulers of Sindhu and Sovir provinces, when King Rahugana expressed surprise upon seeing Bharata's spiritual achievement, Bharata replied, Rahuganaita tapasana jati, nache jaya naivopanad grihadva, na chandassa naiva jalagni surei, bina mahatpada rajavisekam. Very important line. Bina mahatpada rajavisekam. My dear Rahugan, no one can attain the perfect stage of devotional service without being favored by a great soul, a pure devotee. No one can attain perfectional stage simply by following the regulative principle of scripture, or by accepting the norms order of life, or by prosecuting the prescribed duty of household life, or by becoming a great student of spiritual science, or by accepting severe austerity and penance for realization. See, very important. Without spiritual master mercy, Jasya Prasada Bhagavad Prasad. That is important. Without surrendering to a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, Very difficult. Not possible. Hiranyakasipu asked his son Prahlad Maharaj, wow, how he had attained such a devotional attitude. The boy replied, as long as one is not favored by the dust of the feet of pure devotee, one cannot even touch the path of devotional service, which is the solution to all problem of material life. So this is the solution to all problem of life. 7532, very nice verse. नैसम्मति तब तुर कर्मांग्रिम स्वस्ति अनथा अनर्थोपगाम यदर्थात् मही. Very nice verse, nice line. मह्यासम पदरज अभिषेकम, same thing. नैष्किंचनम ना विनीत जावत. So without favored by the pure devotee, one cannot. Without favored by the dust of the feet of the pure devotee, one cannot even touch the path of devotional service, which is the solution to all the problem of material life. All the problem. Thus Lord Caitanya told Sanatana Goswami that all scripture stresses association with pure devotee of the Lord. This is a beautiful verses. Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra Kahe, Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi. 22:54. The opportunity to associate with pure devotee of the Supreme Lord is the beginning of one complete perfection. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam also, where it is said that facility and benediction one achieved by associating with a pure devotee are incomparable. They cannot compare to anything, neither elevation to the heavenly kingdom nor liberation, the material energy. Lord Krishna also confirmed this in the most confidential part of the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita 18:64-65. He tells Arjuna that Sarva Guhyatam Bhuyasnime Paramam Vacha Itosmi Vidham iti Tatavakshami te hitam manmana bhava mad bhakta mad jajimam namaskuru mami vasyasi satyam te pratijane priyosmi. My dear Arjuna, you are my affectionate friend, relatives. Therefore, I am imparting you this most confidential knowledge for your benefit. Just become always mindful of me, become my constant devotee, become my constant worshipper, and become a soul surrender to me. Only in this way will you be sure to achieve my abode. Because you are my dear friend, I hereby disclose to you the most confidential knowledge. Such a direct instruction from Krishna is more important than any Vedic injunction or regulative service. There are certainly many Vedic injunctions, ritualistic sacrificial performance, regulative duty, meditative techniques, and speculative process for attaining knowledge. But Krishna's direct order, just give up everything and become my Sarvadharman Parityadam Mamekam Saranam. My worshipper should be taken as the final order of the Lord and should be followed. If one is simply convinced that this direct order of Lord in the Bhagavad Gita become attached to his devotional service and give up all the other engagement, one will undoubtedly attain success. To confirm this statement, Krishna also spoke to Dhava. Krishna says that one should follow the path of self-realization only as long as one is not convinced of his direct order to become his devotee. So unless you are, this is the direct order, you just come to Krishna consciousness, surrender, come to bhakti. If you are not convinced that this is the solution of the all problem, you will come back to again, go back to Godhead, then it is the then you can do other path. It is the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita that direct order of the Lord is to give up everything and engage in devotional service. This is the conclusion of Bhagavatam also and Bhagavad Gita, that Savai punsam paro dharma jato bhakti radhokyada ahituki apretita jajatmas prasida. So in Bhagavatam also say, Bhagavad Gita also say, both these things, that only by, even Bhagavatam, this verse also is say that the only thing is bhakti. Firm conviction that one should execute the order of the Lord is known as faith. One who has faith. So why one is not convinced the direct method? Why is now going to indirect method? So many meditative technique, karma yoga, dhyana yoga. Why? Because no faith. If I have faith, Krishna has given this instruction, direct instruction. Spiritual master has given the same, repeating the same direct instruction. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu repeating the same instruction. Therefore, I should be convinced, I should follow that. Then that is okay. Then it is fine. It will lead me to ultimate destination. But if I do not have any faith, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching, firm conviction that one should execute the order of the Lord is known as faith. This is very nice verse is given. It is stated in this nice verse spoken by Chaitanya. Sadda sabde vishwasa kaye sududha nischaya Krishna bhakti kaile sarva kama kirta hue. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. One is engaged in the duty of Krishna consciousness. He need not act relation to the material world with obligation to family tradition, humanity, nationality. Productive activities are engagement of one's reaction from past good or bad deed. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need not no longer endeavor for good result in the activity. So here it is said that by one is convinced that by direct method of Krishna consciousness, one do not need to be obliged to do all the fruitive activities, all other method actually. Everything actually, including ritualistic duty, sacrifice, yoga, speculative pursuit of knowledge. In fact, devotional service to the Lord includes everything. We don't need separately doing all these things. No, just direct method. Because devotional service, somebody may say that if I Krishna consciousness, my family, my this one, my so much obligations, it is actually bhakti includes everything. There's beautiful verses from Bhagavatam. Yatha tarur miloneschanana trapyanti taskanda bhujopasaka प्राणो उपहरश्च यथेन्द्रियाणां तथैव सर्वहरम् अच्युत्यज. By watering the root of tree, one automatically nourishes the branches, twigs, leaves, and fruits. And by supplying food to the stomach, one satisfies all the senses. Similarly, by rendering devotional service to Krishna, one automatically satisfies the requirement for all other form of worship, all other spiritual process. See, just like we are pouring water in the root of the tree, automatically all the branches, twigs, trunks, they get flourished, they get energy. Similarly, simply by worshipping the Lord, Supreme Lord, automatically all other spiritual process, all other form of worship, demigod worship, that worship, this worship, everything will be covered. Everything will be covered. No need everything. One who is faithfully and firmly convinced of this is eligible to elevate it as a pure devotee. We have to farm faithfully. Not that neophyte stage, I am faith, half faith in material things. I want my family, I want my Krishna. He is telling pure devotee means firmly, what is that called? Prabhupada writing that faithfully, firmly convinced, not that haphazardly. There are three classes of devotee according to one degree of conviction. The faith, according to conviction, first class devotee means conversant with all kind of Vedic literature. At the same time, has a firm conviction of mentioned above. The direct method, simply surrendering to Krishna. Sarva dharman parityada mam ekam saranam. Manmana bhava madam. Direct order of Krishna. He can deliver all others from a pang of material misery. He can deliver all other form of pang of material misery. The second class devotee is firmly convinced that he has a strong faith, but he has no power to cite evidence from revealed scripture. The third class devotee is one whose faith is not very strong, but by gradual cultivation of devotional service can be promoted to second or first class position. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam 11:245 that first class devotee always sees Supreme Lord as the soul of all living entity. Thus, in seeing all living entity, he sees Krishna, nothing but Krishna. This is the first class devotee. Second class devotee places his full faith in Supreme Personality of Godhead, makes friend with pure devotees, shows favor into innocent, avoid those who are atheistic or against the devotional service. These are second class symptoms. Third class devotee engage in devotional service according to the direction of spiritual master, or engage out of family tradition and worship the deity of the Lord. But he has not cultivated knowledge of devotional service. He does not know a devotee from a non-devotee. He does not distinguish that who is a devotee, who is not a non-devotee, who is not a devotee. Such a third class devotee cannot actually be considered a pure devotee. No. He is almost in the devotional line, but his position is not very secure. Anytime he can prone to fall down, because he do not know the technique of devotional service. One can thus conclude that when a person shows love for God, and friendship for devotee, display mercy toward innocent, is reluctant to associate with non-devotee, he may be considered as pure devotee. By developing devotional service, such a person can perceive that every living entity is a part and parcel of the Supreme. In each and every living entity, he can see Supreme Person, and therefore he become highly developed in Krishna consciousness. At this stage, he does not distinguish between devotee and non-devotee, for he sees everyone being engaged in service of the Lord. So pure devotee, they think that everyone is engaged. They do not distinguish it. But they are in a very high level. For them, everywhere Krishna is there in the heart. Such a pure devotee continue to develop all great quality while engaged in Krishna consciousness, devotion, and devotional service. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Jasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavati Akinchana Sarve Akinchana Sarve Gunesh Tatra Samasita Suraha Haru abhaktasa kuta mahadgana monorathena monorathena sati dhavata bahi. One who attends the pure unalloyed devotional service to Supreme Lord develops all good quality of the demigods. But a person who does not develop such service is sure to go astray despite all his material qualification. For he hovers on the material platform, thus his material qualities are valueless. So beautiful chapter. Beautiful things, devotional service to the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very nicely concluded that those who have got pure devotee, they have all got good quality. And those who are engaged in also their Madhyamadikari or neophyte, they have also quality according to the degree of their engagement. But they have good quality. On the other hand, those who are not devotee, atheistic, they have no good quality. Haro abhikta sakutamahat guna. The so-called people outside, they may present themselves so altruistic, philanthropic, no good quality. Only devotee can have good quality. So this is the end of this today's session. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sanatana Goswami teaching. The teaching is still going on. There are so many things. Another 2 sessions will take to complete the Mahaprabhu teaching to Sanatana Goswami. So in this way, we learn that, we're just recapping that, how devotional service to the Lord is important. So let's recap is before we complete disperse the session, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begins, I mean, during this subject matter, he begins to tell that to Sanatana Goswami. So Krishna has 2 types of expansion: so personal expansion and separated expansion. So are Vishnu forms. They are in spiritual world, some of them in material world, but they are not contaminated. They are not under the modes Maya. So they are called functional. Some purpose their functional expansion. And living entity are separated expansion. And there are 2 type of living entity: eternally liberated, Nitya Mukta. They are always engaged in the service of the Lord in the spiritual world. They never come to the material world. They are not touched by Maya. So, and other one is called Nitya Bada, eternally conditioned soul. They have separated from Krishna, they have divorced from the Krishna. As a result of divorce from Krishna, they are caught by the Maya and they are suffering in this material world. And there are so many process of self-realization or process of going back to again to Godhead. But the process of bhakti is important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has quoted very nicely 3 verses from Narada Muni. Narada Muni say that all other process like fruitive activities, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, everything, although it is mentioned and praised in Veda, even Krishna says, spoke in Bhagavad Gita and in Uddhav also, in Bhagavatam, but eventually it is to devotional service, path of devotional service. Very, very important. They are dependent. They have to come to bhakti. They are just a stepping stone. They are the stepping stone. So in this way, he's telling that how bhakti is very, very important. And he told that this bhakti is important, even Varnashrama system also, you are executing Varnashrama system. If you are not engaged in bhakti, you will fall down. He quoted 11.523. Then he told about the Mayavadi, those who are speculative, they wanted to merge one with God. They are thinking, I'm one with God, I'm liberated. They also will fall down because they do not engage in devotional service. That means, in conclusion, devotional service is very, very important. Very important. So then he spoke about this, that how we can get the devotional service. So he told that my conditioned soul should not be discouraged. Because if by fortunate a conditioned soul come in contact with pure devotees of the Lord, he will awakening that devotional service. So therefore, Krishna himself appears 2 ways. As a Chaitya Guru, he inspires the conditioned soul, super soul, and outside he comes as another spiritual master. Outside as a spiritual master, he comes and awakening the devotional service in the heart of conditioned soul. So he is arranging, Krishna is arranging for us. So then he told that without devotion, all whatever the method we pursue, to get out from these clutches of Maya. It is difficult unless one come in contact with pure devotees of the Lord. Then only our material life will be ceased. So he has given very nice different quotes from the Rahugana, um, Jada Bharat speaking to Rahugana, and also Prahlad Maharaj is speaking that without the touch of the lotus feet, dust of the lotus feet of the Lord, one cannot touch the pure devotional path of bhakti. So to touch the path of the bhakti, to come into the path of bhakti, one has to be in contact with pure devotee of the Lord. That means one is surrender. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke about the direct method is given in this regard. Sir, that manmana bhava mada bhakta. You become my devotee. You surrender into me. You will go back to Godhead. Sarva dharman parityaja, surrender. But those who are not convinced, those who do not have the faith of the direct instruction of the Lord, which is foremost, instead of going to indirect method, they will not come back. Those who have firm faith, according to faith, according to conviction of the order of the Krishna and spiritual master, one is considered as a pure devotee. There are three classes of devotee. Pure devotee, one is Madhyama in the middle, and second one is, third one is neophyte devotee. First class, second class, third class. First class devotees are very convinced that by surrendering to Krishna one can get out. They are very much expert in knowledge of Veda. And they see everything in Krishna. They do not everywhere Krishna. Krishna's energy, Krishna is there in the heart of every living entity. And second class devotee, they also have faith, convinced that Krishna's order, by surrendering to Krishna, by bhakti, one can go back to Godhead. And they also very much preach to the innocent people about this. But they avoid the non-envious, those who are against the bhakti. But only one lacking in second class devotee. They are not so convinced, so expert in the evidence of the Veda. Third class devotee, although he is engaged in devotional service by the following some rules and regulations or by family tradition, but he do not know, he do not have idea about, he do not distinguish who is devotee, who is not devotee. He is not so much expert in Shastra. As a result, his condition is not, his position is not secure. He may fall down. But somehow or another, if he cultivate in association with devotee, pure devotee, he will come to the stage of second class, then first class devotee. He can become, he can come. So then finally he told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that only a devotee can have all good qualities. A pure devotee has all good quality, but other devotee proportionately has good quality. But those who are not devotee, they will not have any quality. They will not have any quality. That is the potent of bhakti. Anybody who has got desire, who do not have desire, who want to liberate, they should approach Krishna. Because even though the goal of approaching Krishna, goal of devotional service is bhakti for Krishna, but somehow and other one may come some desire for benefit, still we should approach, because gradually Lord will purify him. Lord is very merciful, he will purify him. Then he will come to understanding that real goal of life is bhakti, to attain Krishna, to approach Krishna, not this material benefit. And he given this Dhruva Maharaj example, that how Dhruva Maharaj came to approach Krishna for a material benefit. When he see Krishna, he told, no. Swamin Kitatusmi, I do not want anything. I am content, I am fulfilled. I get you means I get everything. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking very systematically devotional service to the Lord with so many wonderful verses from the scriptures. Thank you very much. One should learn this, one should go and learn this teaching of Lord Chaitanya. It's a very important book of knowledge. Thank you very much. Jai चैतन्य टीचिंग ऑफ लॉर्ड चैतन्य की जय, चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. All glories to all the Prabhus who attend in the class. Thank you very much.